Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to OTL Racing here on Twitch for round number 2 of season number 5 of the Clio Cup on Xbox One. We're on Project Cars 2 this evening at Silverstone National. We're with Mr. Fish at the moment. There's 3 more races as always, 12 drivers. And hopefully some more great close racing. Go on board with Mr. Fish just for a little bit. The top 3 sat in the pits. That's Tam, Wizardu and Willie at the moment. In the standings. A nice short circuit this as well. Very few corners to worry about. But word of warning as well, I may not be able to do all 3 races this evening. Having a few hiccups with the health condition I've got, and yeah, so get started and we'll see how long that lasts, but fingers crossed. But yes, if the stream doesn't last all 3 races, unfortunately that will be probably why. So yes, nice short circuit this, going to get plenty of laps in. And should see some times coming in pretty shortly. There's a nice short circuit this. You can see this coming through Maggots onto the Wellington Straight. The first corner in this layout is Cops. As I said, 3 Maggots onto the Wellington Straight. Quite a long run down towards the left-hander. Evening Nath, evening Willie. Hope you're doing okay. And into the left-hander at Brooklands, gets it set up for the long sweeping right of Luffield. Oh, just gets a bit too loose on the back, so not quite what he was hoping for there, so he'll have to get going again. Chaos Theory at the moment at the top of the timings, 1:02.980. Interesting to see how close it is. As I said, relatively short circuit. Car's coming around to the line again, see if he improves any further. 1:02.980 at the moment. He does, but not by much though, only a few thousandths. Jay Higg in second, bit of a train of cars here, about to come over the line. 1:03.210. Doesn't improve. Yoda, Yoda does, 1:02.816 up to pole position. Just under 1.5 tenths ahead of Chaos Theory. AJ in 4th, Hawes down in 5th, quite close together as well, only 100ths of a second between the two of them. We've got Captain Crampy in 6th, who's just behind him coming into the straight. Mr. Fish struggling a little bit to get the sort of timing that he would like. Yeah, evening Wizard, don't worry, I know, I remember your name, it's all good. It's all good. Evening set. Yeah, good luck this evening. Chaos in the pits now. Still though, 5.5 minutes to go. Yeah, that's just sometimes, if you refresh it might, but yeah, that's Twitch being useless unfortunately. Not much I can do about that. Appreciate the heads up though. Not sure. Not worried about it too much tonight anyways, because I'm not particularly feeling confident I'm going to make it through to the end of the stream anyways. Yeah, fair enough, that's what you get for being in the top 3, Wizard, so fair enough. It's a reward for your pace. Yeah, I'm not overly confident I'm going to make it to the end of the stream unfortunately, so yeah, I'm not overly too concerned. I'm just going to try and get through as much of this as possible and yeah, cross my fingers. Been a long old day anyways. Getting very, very wide there. Coming into left field now. Just over 4 minutes to go. Yes, the Vic is very happy. Yeah, mine not so much. Mine's a health condition I've had since I was really young, so can't do much about it. Sometimes the health issues flare up and whatnot, and it's, yeah, hey ho. Can't complain too much. So Jay Higgs doesn't improve any further. Chaos back out on track, trying to bring that gap down a little bit further. Obviously the 3 quickest in the league sat in the pits at the moment. But does Chaos improve? It hasn't yet. It might have just been an out lap, so he'll get another go. Again, good, nice short lap. I'm a big fan of the shorter lap. The getting in around that sort of 1 minute a lap. It feels nice. You just sort of one after the other, evening egg. Very angry bumblebees. Oh, and that's not going to be a quicker call. Well, it will be quicker. It'd be also illegal. Can't quite do that corner like that. Yeah, slipstream's going to be, if you do just get slotted in behind another car, that does help rather. But whether anyone's willing to actually tow you round is another thing. Ideally, shouldn't be working with each other, but if they find themselves behind someone and able to just get to that sweet spot, then that's up to them really. That's fair play to them. Is Yoda still out on circuit? He is, so he might have a bit of a slipstream here. Well, he'll be able to actually benefit from that and not need to pass it is a different matter. Oh, we've lost someone. Oh, was that Wizard? Ah, we've lost Wizard. No, Wizard, you disconnected, Wizard. Girolamo, have you clicked something, or did your game just die? Because that looks like I don't think you're going to be able to rejoin either. It's gutting if so. That's typical luck. Yeah, they did get a bit of slipstream earlier in the lap. It'd be nice if we could avoid hitting that brake marker. Looked fairly avoidable, but some people do actually use those. Oh, that sounds like an internet explosion. Then, unfortunately, that sounds like that's a hard off. That isn't it? That's a very hard crash. That is. Bummer. Oh, no, he'll have to, yeah, definitely be into race number 2. Carl's come around again. Can he improve any further? Oh, he does. Oh, he does. A couple of hundredths. But still only just under a tenth now. Jay Higg coming over the line. Does he improve? No, he does not. AJ, let's go with AJ in 4th at the moment. Just under half a second back. And AJ's not going to be going quicker that lap. Try just pushing it a bit too hard. Who was that coming around the final couple of corners? Was that Chaos again? Let's just quickly see if he improves the time. Joda has a 1:02.593. Nope, he's decided Chaos that he's not improving, so that's him done. So it looks like Yoda is going to be far on the way here. You can see how hard he pushes that. Probably a little bit further there than he should. I don't think the game will allow that. If so, that will be where he's getting all his speed from. He's just clearly pushing it much harder and pushing those limits much further than everyone else. You can see just how much he's using of the track. And he'll come round to the line. 1:02.593. Doesn't go any quicker, but did frankly not need to. Captain Cranberry just in front. Up to 4th though, that's good. That 1:03.241. I'll be pleased with that. AJ In 6th, I don't know if he's going any quicker. Hawes is done, so AJ now just the only car on a flying lap. And there we go, we are done. So yes, just the 11 drivers unfortunately. Should be all with us. So Yoda, cracking pole position, 3/10 clear of the next car. He's making all that time in that. It's pretty solid on the first sector. You can see him and Chaos quite far away from everyone else. But in that last sector, he's miles ahead of everybody. Let's get everyone on screen. You can see those two at the back. Tam and Willie would have been Wizard as well had he not had his internet die, it seems. So Yoda, Chaos Theory and J Hig taking out the top 3 spots. Just ahead of Captain Crampy, JP in 5th, AJ in 6th, Hawes in 7th, Fish in 8th, Bungs in 9th, and then Tam and Willie down in 10th and 11th. Just waiting for everybody to ready up. And there we all go. All 3 red lights are up. Hopefully no one got a jump start. Yoda looks like he's got away cleanly here. Goes to a slightly longer camera. Let's see their run down to Cops for the first turn. Look at that start from Yoda. He's miles away already. Chaos Theory slots him behind nicely. J Hig in 3rd. He's got Captain Crampy still behind him in 4th. AJ in 5th. JP in 6th. They're all, I think, filing through as they started. There's a couple of cars going too wide further back, as you normally get. A little bit closer action further behind. On board with Hawes in 9th. He's got Willie Blackhammer in the red and black car just behind him in 10th, with Tam rounding out the grid at the moment in 11th. You can see the car with the headlights on just behind him. Everyone, we're trying to get a bit of slipstream from the car behind. Everyone comes back across to that side of the track. And so there's some missed braking zones there. Don't quite know where Tam was expecting to go. There wasn't really a door to walk through there, unfortunately, but at least he avoided hitting anybody. He'll just have to compose himself, get up amongst it, get back up to pace, slowly make his way back through. Willie and Hawes are going to want to try and fight up ahead to the front of the pack. They want to fight too hard amongst themselves. Yoda just trying to hold off Chaos Theory. Captain Crampy with a penalty, time penalty for the track limit slightly earlier on in the lap. Mr. Fish and JP, I think is fighting, or was that with AJ, but they're miles apart on track. They're side by side, but by about 20 feet away from each other. Oh, and AJ going very wide there. Oh, hello. Someone missing the corner by much further. So what the hell has gone on there? That looked... Willie went very, very wide. Hawes went not quite as wide, but turned round. And Tam as well. So something funny's gone on there. I think that'll be something being looked at after the race for sure. This front 3 still holding on, actually 4, 5, 6. Still very close. JP in 6th is less than 2 seconds back at the moment. Let's see what Captain Crampy's time penalty is. So 2 seconds. So yeah, probably a track limits thing. So first quarter of the race is done. You see Captain Crampy up to 3rd at the moment. Just goes a bit wider there though. J Hig will look up the inside. Through into the Wellington straight, so he'll take that position back. Captain Crampy slots in. We'll lose momentum coming down the straight though, so the cars behind him will have a chance to attack. You see Hawes and Tam miles off the back now. Clearly whatever went on earlier involved those two at the very least. Now we've got another off there, so some pretty questionable driving to be honest, we're getting seen. So Mr. Fisher's been in an instant with, I think it's JP unfortunately. That looks like they've come to go left for the right-hander at Luffield, and they've come and collided. I'm not quite sure what's gone on there. Hello, Gerard. I hope you're cool. You can get back in for the next race. So yeah, there's clearly been some stuff going on early on. Shame, because there's been some good points going amiss for these guys. And clearly very avoidable as well. So I think some slapped wrists might be getting given out after this. Especially when they're this silly. I mean, sometimes it does happen, but they should be able to be close to enough to each other without spinning around. Yes, we've got very much the front six and the back five, so the back five all have been involved in something here or there. Jay looking up the inside of Captain Crampy. Crampy up to second now, but that 2-second penalty would hurt him quite severely at the moment. Would drop him down to 6th, basically, unless he wins the race. And that's if it's still 2 seconds. Yeah, it's still 2, so only time penalty, only provisional time penalty so far anyways. So the back five just going to have to fight amongst themselves now for a few positions, just to try and gain the odd point here or there. I think Tam and Hawes will be very unlikely to catch up with JP, Willie or Mr. Fish. Those will be a little bit further up the road, but it depends if anything else happens. Chaos still leading the way. 103.219. So Yoda down in 4th at the moment, so he dropped back a little bit earlier on. With that sort of time trial pace doesn't necessarily always translate into race pace. It's a consistency more than a speed thing. If you've got both, then absolutely good on you. That's the perfect combination. That's the one you want. But not everyone has it. You do see many fewer people with that. The really quick guys, the madly insane guys on all top platforms, on PC, Xbox, whatever you want to. Whatever games you want to look at, it's the consistency more than the pace. It's the fact they can deliver in qualifying, but then they can do those laps, lap in, lap out, in a race format, especially on stuff like ACC on PC. You know, they can do hour-long races and do just really good, consistent times. Top 4 still very close though, less than a second between them. Chaos, Captain Crampy, Jay Higgs and Yoda. And evening Aussie, by the way, haven't said hi yet. There's 4 minutes to go. Jay Higg coming wider to have a look. Yoda going even narrower, having a look himself. Not getting on the brakes just in time. You put your heart in your mouth a little bit when they're breaking the knees. It'll just get very close on occasion. Another penalty further down, that's for JP, so that's not going to help him. Well, he's got a 4-second gap to the car behind him. Bung's going very wide. There's a few drivers having issues with that corner. I don't know if we saw when Tam and Willie had that problem earlier, whether that was just them having their own issues, instead of just making a similar mistake to what he has done there. JP coming out to the left again, having a look. Crampy still in second. Getting a bit of a wiggle on, nearly overcorrected on him there, nearly just gripped in and went, but seemed to be okay. Still that time penalty though. The 2 seconds for Crampy still hasn't gone up yet. JP just 1. But less than a second between that top 4 still. So it's a track you know you're going to get close fighting on, close racing. Should have really had most of the grid still in view. If it wasn't for the odd stuff that we saw earlier on, that's going to have to, as I said, get looked at. Curse coming through again. That's nicely stopped onto that right-hander. I didn't mean to click that. Jay Higg still in 3rd, let half a second back. Yoda in 4th. AJ though latching onto the back of this pack. It's about 3/4 of a second behind Yoda, but not too much between them still. Bungs, Willie and JP all a bit further back, but 6th, 7th and 8th, so it's still points to be had, so I still want to fight for those positions. And we've got Mr. Fish. So I'm not sure if he got took out earlier or if he got his own issue or got spun out by someone else making a mistake. I'm not sure. Hawes as well. Back there we saw him go off earlier. As well as Tam. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that afterwards. Top 4 still inseparable. 2 more laps to go. Chaos. Just look at that time. The top 3 actually all top 4 very, very close. Jody just into the 102s, but the other 3 of them, all 4 of them really, I think, what is that, a tenth between all 4 of them in lap time, so they are matching each other about as well as you can do at the moment. So Crampy will suck for, because his 2-second penalty is going to push him back quite a few positions. He will definitely fall to the back of this pack. He will finish 5th most likely, no matter where he finishes in this front 5. So here we're having a look down the inside. As I get on the brakes, I have to be very careful. They don't go for anything overly ambitious there. Otherwise he'll be getting himself in trouble. He doesn't want that. Can't be so close to the back of Chaos Theory. He knows he's got one more lap. One more chance to have a go. Yoda as well. He knows he's got the raw pace. So will he try and make a move on this lap? Hopefully whatever they go for is well considered and not overly aggressive. Chaos Theory is going to have to get defensive now, and rightly so. Just has to take a slightly narrower line into these corners, but he's got to be careful not to compromise that exit too much. Captain Crampy's got a good drive there out of Cops. Chaos Theory again deciding to go right there so he can stick to the inside line after they go through Maggots. Stays nice and close to the apex onto the Wellington straight, and Crampy just trying to get that run. You can see that Chaos Theory has moved left there and does not want to be given that inside line into Luffield at the end of the straight to anybody. Jay Higg is a little bit further back, well, unlikely to go for anything from back there. Captain Crampy on the right in 2nd, Jay Higg on the left behind him in 3rd, and then we've got Yoda in 4th. AJ just a bit too far back to factor in this fight. Chaos Theory though coming around Luffield for the final time. As long as he gets a solid drive out here, I don't think the positions will change. Yoda might have a go at Jay Higg, but it looks like Chaos Theory will lead them home. He'll take for the win. Just ahead of Captain Crampy, who will move to probably 5th position after his penalty. Captain Crampy finishing 2nd. I think he might just nab 4th, so he might have got away with that. I think he just got 4th. So Jay Higg got 2nd, Yoda got 3rd. So Chaos, Jay Higg and Yoda will sit out qualifying for race number 2. Captain Crampy gets 4th, although a really good drive from him. AJ in 5th, JP finished 6th, Willie in 7th. We had Bungs in 8th, Mr. Fish finishing in 9th, Horse 10th, and then Tam rounding out the grid in 11th. So there we go. And who got the quickest lap? 102.503 from JP actually. Let's save the replay. 102.503 from JP back in 6th position with his 1 second time penalty. That's some cracking lap times. He's clearly got the speed. So it's just unfortunate that a few of them got caught up in stuff earlier. Yeah, it was good driving from those front 4 or 5. Shame that the others couldn't take part after whatever happened earlier, but I'm sure that's going to be getting looked at. We looked at some funny things were happening slightly earlier in the race. Maybe we want to... Hopefully it's just... innocuous stuff where people have made mistakes and just unfortunately someone else has got caught up rather than anything stupid, but we'll see. So I'm sure we'll have a look afterwards. Hopefully Geronimo as well can get back into race number 2. A really good win from Chaos there, fully deserved, you have to say. Didn't have the raw pace that actually the 3 had behind him. His fastest lap was much slower than the rest. But what he had was consistency and then management of the race pace, and he had track position, and frankly that can count for more. Once you can dictate the race behind you, that means a great deal. There we go. Hopefully I think everyone is in. Maybe apart from... Well, saying that, I think was it... So he disconnected again. Yeah, so he has. Odd. So I think he's disconnected. Doesn't say on the left, but yeah, not in lobby. So I'm assuming he's had it to the crest 8. Yeah. It's always the bloody way, isn't it? Is when it goes the same here. When it goes at the wrong times. My internet's been out for quite a lot of today as well, but thankfully okay at the moment. Trying to get Wizard back in. So it should be 30 once it's 13 out of 13 at the top. So a bit of patience and hopefully he'll be back in. The top 3 from the last race not to qualify as well. There we go, he's in now. Wizard you up there. There we go. So it does have a red connection on my screen. So yeah, a bit odd. Maybe just unlucky at the moment that you've just got. Oh no, there we go. It's gone up to yellow. So fingers crossed. That's a nice emoji. Wonder where he got that. Wonder what game he's where he got that idea for that emote from. Refresh my stream because I am having. I do hope my internet's now not starting to play out because now, now I said it's been alright. Everything's loading very, very slowly, but stream's still going at the moment. So we're just loading into race number 2. Hello, Chaos. Evening, notice. Evening. Yeah, not too bad, Chaos. Not well, you know. Same old, really. Same old. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through all 3 races. Done the first one, so at least we've seen 1 race on stream. Yeah, just have a bad afternoon straight evening with one of my health issues. Spread up a bit. So fingers crossed we'll be here. I'll be here through all 3. But yeah, if you only watch it back afterwards and it finishes halfway through race 2 or something, that'll be why. Well, that or I've disconnected. If I'm leaving, if I have to drop it out, I will tell you before I leave. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm alright. I'm not too terrible. Yes, there's some fun stuff going on in that one fish. You're unfortunately getting caught up in something, or I don't know, having a big oof on your own. There was some weird. Was it coming up into maggots? It looked really peculiar. Just saw cars just fly. One car fly off and then another car fly off, and it's like, how have they done that? They look like 2 separate crashes, but really, like. I don't know if it's this car clearly struggles if you get it into maggots and it suddenly just grips up and goes the other way and just spits you off in the grass. I'm pretty sure it can do that. I think I used to have that issue now and again in this car, so you do have to be a bit careful. Wizard crashing. Yeah, we call him Harry. We'll just call him Harry. No, we won't call him Harry. That's not his name. But it's quick. It's just something you didn't get to see what you could have done in race 1. Does get to qualify for race 2, as in a Wizard did it. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully not. In internet, when it does have a problem, I mean, at the start of the lockdown, it had a lot of trouble. I know that, obviously, for obvious reasons. But yeah, at the moment, it's normally okay. The drivers we saw that had issues at the start of lockdown, earlier on in lockdown, haven't had as many problems recently, but yeah, man, it was good. I think, honestly, if a couple of crashes that had happened further back hadn't gone on, I think the whole grid would have been close, to be honest. That's the thing, if everyone in the grid is just patient, they don't need to go for moves early on. They can just wait. I mean, we've got 10 minutes, and 10 minutes in these feels like forever. And, well, more like headbutting, I think, but, again, not quite sure. Not quite sure. The one perk for Captain Crampy got 4th. That means he can qualify for this race, so he gets a chance to pop it as far up the grid as possible. JP out on track at the moment, should be the first one to set a time. What on earth is that emote? Hacked. Oh, is that? Oh, that's an axe in a computer. Fair enough. But yeah, just had enough of a good last lap and a bit. AJ was pushing, made a couple of mistakes, lost a bit of time. Just meant he had the chance to get back in front. I mean, the pace is so even throughout. I mean, if everyone's just patient, they'll all get the chance to race for a good 10 minutes, and probably and I've seen races with pretty much this group where you could have everybody within. There's no reason really you couldn't have the whole grid for the whole race within about 3 seconds of each other, but. Easier said than done. Just because they could do that doesn't mean they will do that. And people make mistakes sometimes, or have their own crash and get caught up in things, but yeah, it's a good, racing's like that, isn't it? Really. Oh, thanks for the follow, Jay here. Jay said, "Oh, crap, I'm not following." Thank you for the... Good lord, how many is that? I wish it could summarise for me. 4, 8... I'm going to go with 20. That feels like 20. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Oh right, you subbed that you weren't followed. I think we've had a few like that recently. I can't remember who it was. Metric button. Fair enough. That's a scientific measurement. Sounds it anyways. The Crampy up on pole at the moment. 102.977. 22 thousandths ahead of Willie. We've got AJ in third. Always. Yeah. Right, I had to pace last race, just couldn't quite keep up with them. A decent pace, but not quite enough to stay with that top 4. It was about half a second or so off the back of them. Just couldn't quite hop that little gap to become part of that fight. Not really letting the car behind him go. I think that's Mr. Fish, I think, coming through. On board with Wizard as he comes over the line. Nothing the guy gets out of the way, so he's done for quali. He'll be hopping back to the pits, I'm sure. When he comes back over the line, hasn't improved. Let's watch Tam. So he's coming down the Wellington straight at the moment. I think he'll slot in behind Captain Crampy, try and get a little bit of a toe. And the final couple of corners, saying that goes fairly wide on the entrance into Brooklyn, so I think probably a bit too wide, to be honest. I think he'll have lost a whole chunk of time there. It'd be interesting to see if Crampy can go quicker as well. Yes, no, you poor sod. So a couple of people in the gravel that last race, and it's like how has that happened? And also why? It's like there's no, just like everyone just calm down. It's like there is no need. You're all rapid, none of you are going to be miles off the punch. You don't need to push that hard, just take your time. So hopefully we won't do too much going on, because it'll get frustrating if so. Have to give it a bit of a slap on the wrist. Saying like, come on, look, you're all quick. We know you can all be clean. None of you are dirty drivers. Just relax. We have 10 minutes, it's plenty of time. Oh, Crampy's off, he's letting someone past, I think. Really just coming around maggots as well. Especially in these cars, people have a propensity to push them really, really, really hard. It's like, again, you can just dial it back a bit. Although it's easy to say that, but these leagues are so competitive on Xbox now that they're all pushing so hard all of the time. I think that makes them a little bit more prone to the odd mistake. So AJ not improving. Who was that coming down the line? That was Tam. Does he improve at all? He doesn't. Mr. Fish as well, coming around the final corner. I mean, needs a few thousandths here or there to gain a position or two. Again, just struggling to improve now. Oh, Willie goes up into pole though. 102.963. 14 thousandths ahead of Crampy. So there is a bit more time in it. Crampy obviously looking strong. Decent finish in race 1. Bungs is in the pits. Don't know if he'll be coming back out. JP's still out on track. Just coming to the final corner. Pushes it too wide though. And that's a whole bucket load of invalidations. So not a valid lap. Tam comes around the final couple of corners though. Let's see what he can do. He's going about 3/4 of a tenth. Oh, and so close. 6 thousandths off of AJ just in front. So a little bit more of an improvement needed. Just needs to push that a little bit harder. Residue in third is 3 tenths back. So AJ down in fourth. Crampy still only just behind. Let's see though. See, actually that's Willie just in front of him. So let's see if either of them... Oh, Willie does improve his time. Captain Crampy though does not, I believe. 102.856 now. In time at the top of the timings. Got a couple more attempts though. 1 minute 30 left of quali. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to, if I make it to the end of this race, I'll be coming off at the end of race 2, unfortunately. But I'm feeling pretty horrendous, to be honest. Might not even make it. In quite a lot of pain at the moment, but yeah. I'll soldier on for now. But yeah, at the end of race 2, I think I'll be coming off either way. I need some medication. Oh dear. Yeah, that's all right. I'm used to it. You know what it's like, Lozzie. You turn into the tough cookies when you've got your health troubles. Is that? You're making use of your emotes, are you, Legger? That's really emotes. I'll use this one, and I will use this one, and I will use this one. Oh, and I will use this one. Oh, hello. I will use this one too. Oh, and I missed poor old Captain Crampy. Yeah, so 102.856. Willie now. Did I see those times the wrong way around then, earlier on? I thought I got confused there. Chronically fabulous. Yeah, but you know, you get these health problems. I've had them since I was like 9 or 10. So I'm 32 now, so you can become a very dab hand at it. And, I mean, it still sucks. It really, really rubbish. But you don't feel as guilty for it or have to justify it as much as you feel like you do when you're younger. And it's like, it happens. I can't do anything about it. I manage it most of the time. Lockdowns have been hard on all the things that I used to manage it. Sucks, but what can you do? Mr. Fish, hello. Look at that, up into third. I don't think Willie's going any quicker because I don't think he'd be taking that line if it was on an improvement. Well, Fish is done. He's in third. I think he'll be pretty content with that. So Willie is done. Yeah, just about. After all the weaving. Wizard you though. He can definitely go quicker than that. Will he though? No, Clio's not necessarily his favourite car, but he's clearly becoming more over them. They are a car that takes more practice, a bit more time on track, just to get used to, become comfortable with. But let's see if he improves. So just over 4/10 off at the moment. He does not move up the grid. AJ just behind him at the moment in 5th, just 6 thousandths ahead of Tam. Does he improve? He does not. Tam just coming over the line himself. Does he improve? It was on it was 0.445 behind. No, and that's where he stayed. So Captain Crampy with the pole position and the point. Well done to Crampy there. Now he's got some great pace in these Clios. Just get all of the cars there to show without a toe. Work that out. Yeah, sometimes I could clean that around here and be rapid. Toes I don't find always help personally, but. Well, in a car, on their feet, you're really handy, but on a car, something, yeah. So, yeah, 102.856, well done, Crampy. Willie in second, 102.917, and then Fish rounding out the top 3. Wizard with 4th, so hopefully is okay for the race and doesn't have any other connection issues now. AJ 5th, Sam in 6th, we had JP in 7th, Bungs 8th, 4's 9th, Yoda in 10th, Jahik 11th, and Chaos in 12th. Obviously, those bottom 3 sitting down there as they with the top 3 in race number 1. Yes, race number 2. Said after this, I'm 99.9% going to leave it there, unfortunately, because yeah, I'm going to make myself more poorly by trying to push too hard. So let's see what Crampy can do. Let's just not get a jump start. That's all he'll want. Seen a few of those this season. Let's go to a further camera. So no jump starts. Good. All we wanted to see. So no stupid 20-second penalty he's gotten at the beginning. So that gives Crampy an opportunity to try and make a good fist of this and have a fight for the win. So they all get off the line cleanly, it looks. There shouldn't be too much trouble coming around Cops in the Clio first lap. Not the quickest of cars, or the quickest of corners. But they are already slightly too wide, Mr. Fish and AJ. Oh, and see, we've already had a car. How are they doing that? I would love to know how cars are ending off over there. So that was JP, so what's he happening in that one? It looks like, that looks like the car snapped on him. It's the way you have the car in the background, it just disappears at like rocket speed, and somehow it's on the grass. Don't quite work out how they do that, but yeah, I think that maybe is him having issues with his wheel still with this, or just struggling with the feel of it a little bit. But he can still do the raw lap times. Oh, Crampy so nearly lost that there. You get a bit slidey in these cars, and there's nothing wrong with that. Mr. Fish on the inside of AJ. AJ leaves him in the room. Fish tries to slot in. He's got Wizard U and Tam just behind him. So Tam Hamill, as we saw him in our ACC races on Sunday. Did quite well until his game sucked him out. when he took his pit stop. But he's adapted very well to these races. Oh yeah, he's doing pretty well. Well, I call him Dean Thompson there because it's real names. But yeah, you should have a look. He's doing pretty well. He'll get quicker and quicker as well. They're a fast bunch, to be fair, on ACC. But I know I'm sure he'll enjoy those GT4s. Or Yoda having a bit of a nightmare though. Using all of the grass. You see JP off at the back at the moment. Hopefully he'll just have to hope these guys fight and push up. Oh, we've got AJ. They're going a bit wider. Mr. Fish having a look up the inside. Oh, just touches the nose. Oh, somehow the cars behind him do just about avoid each other. Has there avoided being a massive crash though, other than that? I think so. Good lord, I don't know how that didn't turn into a... Yes. he's doing well. No, he's doing well in those. They are not easy at all. They're hard. That's a brutal game. That's a ruthless game to try and be quick on. It's ACC. You've got to put your time in practice. So no, he's doing all right. Let's go up to top again. Captain Crampy. So I'm not sure. It looked like Fish, to be honest. Just got a bit too close to AJ. Has either just tapped him and it's lost his own momentum. He's then slid across a little bit, and how the cars behind him haven't ended up spinning and we ended up with a massive pile up, I've got no idea. Did drop him some time, but frankly, as long as he's pointing in the right direction, I don't think he'll mind too much. Bungs has had an issue as well, so Bungs off the back now. So Bungs is at the back, behind JP. Yeah, so they're going to have to try and make their way back through. Captain Crampy, though, still holding on to that lead. Not by much, just 4/10. Driving pretty well. Really in close pursuit with AJ. Residu in fourth. A little bit of a gap between top three and the rest. About second now. Mr. Fish just behind him. Chaos Theory. You see here, down in sixth. Making his way through from the rear of the grid. Jay Higgs just behind him. Oh, there's a car going off widey. Yeah, so JP is having some weird issues tonight. I don't quite know. He is crashing at the weirdest of points. It's like we didn't know if he was getting the ice glitch, but to be honest, I don't think 12 Clio cars is going to get you that. I think it's something else. And it's always him having that issue as well now in this season. So it doesn't... I think there's something else going on there, to be honest, but what that is, I don't know. But yeah, it's not right. He's definitely one of the quicker guys here. So it's a bit odd he's having all those problems. And crashing it like... you wouldn't crash there. There's no way he'd end up over there. So yeah, very, very weird place to crash a Clio. Still holding on to a good lead here, keeping that lead out to about 3/10. Still less than half a second throw between the top three. Well, who did we lose? Did we lose? Was it JP? Yeah, I think it was JP. Pretty understandable. Yeah, not quite sure what tech issues. He's clearly having something problem because he wouldn't be crashing left, right and centre like he is at the moment. We know that isn't him, so yeah, that's going to need looking into. We'll have to investigate that a bit further, really, I think. So no one else, I don't think, is having any issues with like ice glitch stuff. So I know he's got a new wheel, or whether might need to update the drivers or something silly like that. That can create problems sometimes. So yeah, it's a shame. We know he's got the pace to mix it up with the front guys, no matter what the car is, basically. He's normally one of the contenders, but yeah, not this time round, unfortunately. So AJ and Willie closing up on the back of Captain Crampy. He's going to start having to get defensive. Wizard, Mr. Fish, Chaos, and Jay Higg, fourth down to seventh. They're going to want these guys to fight so that they can try and catch up. Willie making a move on him, and it looks like he might have made it. Captain Crampy just trying to get his nose back alongside on the right hand of Willie's car, coming up Wellington Straight. AJ just wondering who to go behind here. Who do you slot in behind? Where do you take the slipstream from? Which car? Yeah, looks like he might try the inside, but no, he doesn't go for it. Captain Crampy going to go for the late braking. We'll go wide, go quite wide there. Willie's going to be able to get alongside, but it will give him the inside line into Luffield. Willie's going to have to go the long, long way round. That will give AJ a chance as well at catching back up, but no, they're back into formation. But then, like I said, just a little bit of fight between these three, and the cars behind have all suddenly closed up. So that's Wizard U now, Mr. Fish, Chaos Theory. So top 6, top 7 now within less than about 1.5 seconds. Nothing between them. Really going a bit wider. AJ maybe having a look up the inside, trying to follow Captain Crampy through. You can see Wizard U now as well. Look, he's only 3 tenths back from the lead. So yeah, all of a sudden this is compressed very, very quickly. Even Yoda in 8th now is less than 2 seconds behind the lead. Just for context, so this is Yoda's view from 8th, and the leader is just over, it's literally just there, going under the bridge now. And he's in 8th. It's very, very, very close. Go back to the front. They're all going to have to work out their best ways through here. Nice and cleanly, hopefully. AJ, is he going to get alongside Captain Crampy? No, not quite. Hugs the apex nicely though, doesn't wash out wide, it's very easy to do that. Oh, there's a car going, using a bit of the grass. Got out of the way, I think that was Mr. Fish. No, no, it was Mr. Fish, yeah, the blue car on the inside, so it's getting very, very crowded. And to try and find their way through, so Captain Crampy, still 2.5 minutes to go. Top 8 now, less than 2 seconds. Even Tam in 9th is only 2 and a bit back. Hawes, you know, these guys keep fighting, even Hawes in 10th is going to be able to start closing that gap relatively quickly. Go back actually on board. So Hawes is that blue, white and green car. So let's see if he suddenly starts catching up. Crampy doing a good job though, keeping this train of cars behind him. This traffic jam that suddenly formed as they've all started fighting. You can see most of the race is still all in the same frame. Willie maybe looking up the inside, Captain Crampy not sure, so doing the right thing and just leaving a little bit of space, or gets a little bit of a slide on, and just as that, the tyres take the grip up again, suddenly sort of stops mid-corner, and they just about makes a smooth exit back onto the power and gets away without causing too much trouble. But some great driving so far, so this will be coming on to the penultimate lap. As you can see, like I said, top 8, well, top 9 now, 2 seconds between them. Hawes has caught up by half a second as well, so yeah, if there's much more fight between the guys just in front of him, I think he'll be catching up as well. Whether he'll be able to gain many spots, I don't know. You can see them just in front there. There's that rear car there with the green on it. Not much between them. Captain Crampy, oh, he takes a very wide line. Oh, definitely not intended there. It's just gone a little bit wider than he wants to, so Willie will get through. So Willie now up into the lead on the last but one lap. So they're going to come up the Wellington Straight for the penultimate time. All forming an orderly queue. We'll probably see most of them go right here. Willie and Captain Crampy want to be careful. Yeah, completely unnecessary. Really, Willie didn't need to see his position there. I think Crampy's just gone to go right. And yeah, that has not worked out at all well. So always tempting to see that something like that might happen towards the end. So Crampy's the one who's suffered there. He's ended up back in 10th. Willie down in 5th, so they've both lost out for the potential win. Wizard now up into the top spot. Which one of these guys is going to win? Could be absolutely anybody at the moment. Still could be Willie. Even Captain Crampy still only 2.1 seconds back in 10th. So Bungs is the only person way off the pace now. Any of the other 10 at the moment could still win the race. Unlikely to be someone from further back, but you never know. Did we see someone going off there having a little bit of a squirrely moment themselves? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Captain Crampy already back up to 8th. So it was Yoda. Was it Mr. Fish and Yoda? Oh, and it was. And Mr. Fish been cleaned out again. Or has Yoda been cleaned out by Mr. Fish? Well, there's every chance they're just tangling up here, getting too close to each other. We'll have to see. Willie as well, not letting that car out on the left, which again doesn't have to. The car on the left, if it's been boxed in, has to stay there. It's not necessarily the other car's right to have to let it out. If that car turns right into it, then yeah, I'm not sure they've got too much they can argue about. But look at this Chaos Theory. Somehow after all that, looks like he's going to come over the line with the win. But well done, Chaos. No time penalties as well. I do think we'll see the odd report from this race. Wizard U's going to just take second, I think. Will Tam or Willie get third? It will be Tam. Willie gets 4th. Jay Higgins 5th. AJ 6th. We've got Captain Crampy got back up to 7th in the end. Hawes took 8th. Yoda in 9th. Or nice finish in the background there. Yoda in 9th. Mr. Fish took 10th. And then, let's see at the back. Yeah, we had JP retired as we know, and Bungs took 11th position. So who got quickest lap? 102.7. 102.701 by Yoda by the looks of things. But yeah, they will still get the fastest lap, despite finishing 9th. But yeah, some... always wondered if there'd be some shenanigans going on later on. Again, some avoidable stuff, but yeah, still some very close racing though. Still very nice to see the whole pack so close together. Oh, so with no replay. No, well, you're not getting that from me. Even need something out, something dipping up. But yeah, so yeah, some nice, good racing in those still. But yeah, so shame we saw some bits and bobs going on, but at least we saw some decent fighting nonetheless. Yeah, Fish not getting much luck at the moment, poor fellow. But yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be seeing some reports submitted is maybe the better word there. From that second race, and probably the first as well. Again, that's the way. You get reports from most races, not all the time, but you know, still do get them, anyways. Yeah, right. Like as I said, I don't want to take the mickey. I'm still feeling dreadful, and I'm feeling worse than I was, say, 5 minutes ago. So, yeah, sorry everybody. But I will leave it there. They will still do the third race, and yeah, good Lord, I do hope it goes cleanly. But either way, if it doesn't, if it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll find out afterwards. Steer panel dealing with all that stuff as always. But yeah, it was still some really good racing in that second race. Still thoroughly enjoyed watching it. Shame it had a few bits happen towards the end, but it's when people get a bit more desperate. You're more likely to see that sort of stuff happen. So yeah, bit of a bummer, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, but still appreciate you joining tonight anyways. Yeah, sorry about that, guys, but I do appreciate your understanding as well. So yeah, really do genuinely appreciate that. So yes, today's Tuesday, so I'll be back on Thursday for GT4s on ACC. Another casual night on there, and that is open at the moment for sign-ups. GT4 League starting in a few weeks' time. I think it starts on the 20th of August, so it's got a few weeks. Yeah, a couple of evaluation races and a casual race this coming Thursday. And then the league gets underway, 2 races a night, 15-minute and 30-minute race. That should be pretty good. So that's Thursday. Friday's Race Room. That's the penultimate round of the Formula 3. That is at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix circuit. And then on Sunday, we have round number 2 of our ACC League. And that is at Spa-Francorchamps. So that should be a good fun hour-long race there as always. So yeah, thoroughly looking forward to those. But yeah, I do appreciate everybody watching this evening. Sorry about that, as always. Yeah, I love that boy emo. I mean, it's disgusting, but it's really quite funny. Damn it, he's got some good emotes. I'm going to have to look at his and see what they're like. Yeah. Anyways, thoroughly appreciate everyone watching tonight. Okay, that's weirder. That's just weird. Seeing a dog smile like that is peculiar. Right. Yeah, anyways, apologies for ending it early, but hopefully you enjoyed the 2 races we got to see. And I will hopefully see some of you again on Thursday night. So yeah, everybody take care and stay safe, and I will see you soon. Ciao for now.